We begin with our heroes dropping into a World War II battle already in progress.
Leyte Island, Philippines, 1944.
World War II. This is great.
Great. You're getting a little warped, kid. No war is great.
They spot an Allied soldier injured and in trouble. Bog, of course, runs to help. As usual, he tells Jeffrey, stay here.
Broadside!
And as usual, Jeffrey ignores him. Bog comes up with a gun, and that's that.
You okay?
Yeah. Who are you guys? How come you're not in uniform?
We're with the USO.
USO? Here? Well, we need reinforcements. We're getting the heck beat out of us.
But in 1944, America's supposed to be winning on Leyte Island.
Tell them that.
But what about MacArthur? He led the attack on this island. They totally totaled the enemy.
MacArthur died over 2 years ago at the attack on Pearl Harbor.
I'm going out on a limb and say the Omni is red.
Why did you give me this assignment?
Well, it's what you've been bugging me for, isn't it?
Yeah, but not this kind.
Look, the officer of the day is very busy with last-minute details for MacArthur's meeting with the fleet captains. Now, somebody had to fill in.
And since it's a desk job and I'm a woman, you figure I can handle it.
Well, you can, can't you?
Yes, but I've been trained as an intelligence operative. Why don't I get any of those kind of assignments?
Well, maybe the commander of this post doesn't think you're ready.
You're the commander of this post.
He's also her father. This was before he met MacGyver. He says, I know you're good, but the fact is, because you're a woman, you've only gotten this far because you're my daughter. It's not fair, but it's so. It doesn't matter what the job is, you have to do it better than a man, including this job. Bog and Jeffrey can't get anyone to point them to a base commander. And since they don't have any IDs on them, a couple of MPs are a little wary of them.
We need to talk to a commander about MacArthur.
I think you got their attention.
Very much so. Nobody's supposed to know MacArthur is here. But before they can see the commander, they have to see the officer of the day, whom we just met.
Miss Knox, where's the officer of the day?
He's busy. I was left in charge. What is it?
Maybe I'd better get someone else.
Sergeant, I was left in charge by my father, the commander.
Yes, ma'am. We've got a couple of kooks out there who want to talk to a commander.
She says, are you sure they're not just messing with you? He says, they know about MacArthur. They say he's in danger. Now they have her attention as well.
What do you want me to do with them?
Release them.
What?
Sergeant, release them.
Yes, ma'am.
He kicks them out of the Jeep and drives away while they're still protesting that they need to see a commander. It's obvious they aren't going to get any help. Why would they expect any when they appeared out of nowhere with no identification and started talking about danger to the top general in the Pacific? Bog reasons that if there's a top-level meeting happening, security around it is going to be massive. So find the most heavily guarded place on the base, and you'll find MacArthur and the other commanders. They get the location and then stop at a little place to eat. That's our commander's daughter. She's going undercover to find out about these guys. That's why she told the sergeant to release them.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I'm so clumsy.
My pleasure.
My souvenirs. I sure do have a lot of them. Well, you know, I'm from Omaha. Figures. This is my first time in Hawaii. I was with a tour group, but I got separated from them somehow. So now I guess I'm kind of lost.
She does a good job of playing a tourist bimbo. I hope she knows that was a compliment. She has a little box camera and she's taking pictures of everything. The food, the bar, the ground, you name it. And she's attached herself to them. They can't sneak into where the commanders are with her tagging along. They need to lose her.
Hey, guys. Hold it there. That's a great shot. This lady is unreal. Don't be long.
Slip out the window on the other side of the building and don't hang around to see how long she waits.
Okay, kid. That's where we gotta go. And there's our ticket in. Come on.
You do see that other car that's following it that's going to spot you doing this, right?
Gotta hand it to you, boss. This is a great idea.
I have my moments.
Hey, fellas! What you doing in the back of the truck?
Scratch that plan. Jeffrey tells her, we're trying to get rid of you.
Is that true, Phineas?
No. We were...
No, that's all right. You don't have to explain. I mean, I've been dumped before by an entire tour group. I know I'm a pest.
No, you're not. It's just that we have business to do, you see. A dangerous business, and we didn't want you to get hurt.
Jeffrey notices she has the Omni and she pulls the gun. She says, I don't know if you're German or Japanese spies, but either way, you're under arrest. Bog keeps saying, don't push the button.
Grab her, kid!
They land in the middle of what appears to be a Western holdup. The bad guys decide that when people start dropping from the sky, it's time to go home for the day.
They took my horse.
What's going on here?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. This isn't Hawaii.
No kidding.
I told you not to touch that button.
What's Hawaii?
What were all those stars we went through?
It's called the cosmos. Now give me the Omni.
She refuses. Confiscated espionage equipment becomes the property of the U.S. military. Section blah blah, paragraph da 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 da, subsection subpar.
Yeah. Well, I can't even tell you where we are without it.
Well, I can tell you where you are. You're in Utah.
Utah? That's crazy.
Yeah, well, you think that one's crazy. Wait to hear the next one. What's the date?
Well, April 10th, 1860.
That's Bill Cody. He's a Pony Express rider.
I had to get this medicine to Salt Lake. See, there's a sick little girl that won't make it past tomorrow night without it. The Pony Express won't survive if she doesn't.
Contrary to what some believe, the Pony Express was a private, non-government venture. 3 guys named Russell, Majors, and Waddell decided to use their experience moving freight to solve the problem of getting mail to the West Coast. But buying all the horses, building all the relay stations, paying the riders, and all the rest cost a bundle. That means investors. Bill says, this little girl's dad is a banker. He says if we can save his daughter, he'll give us all the financing we need. But it didn't help. The Pony Express only lasted a little over a year. 2 events did it in: the completion of the transcontinental telegraph lines and the start of the Civil War. Russell in particular lost almost everything when it went under. It makes a great Western legend, and some famous people did come out of it, like Buffalo Bill Cody and Wild Bill Hickok, and the stories surrounding the riders and the perils they faced are great. There was a TV show about it in 1989 that ran for 3 seasons called The Young Riders that was outstanding. I highly recommend it. But financially and in almost every other way, the Pony Express was a boondoggle.
You expect me to believe all this?
You think I'm lying about a sick little girl?
Never mind her. How's your ankle?
The problem is, no rider has been able to get past these guys. They control the pass and won't let anybody through. They've even killed some riders. It's hard to get investors for a project if you can't prove it works.
I don't believe any of this.
Oh, well, then explain how you got here.
It's some kind of espionage trick, a spell of some kind. Hypnotism or drugs. That's it. You 2 have me drugged.
Okay, you're trained in intel and espionage. Which drug makes you think you're in Utah in 1860 talking to Bill Cody?
I don't care what that doc says. I only need one good foot in a stirrup. Anyway, that little girl needs her medicine. It's my responsibility to deliver it.
But you're just a boy.
Well, you have to be young and light to ride for the Pony Express, ma'am. I'm not a boy. I do a man's job.
Yeah, you have to be light so you can ride with more speed.
You have to be an orphan, too.
It's true. The Pony Express only hired young, lightweight men who had no family to care about them if they got killed on the job. But Bill can't make the ride with a bad foot. Jeffrey is the logical choice to take his place. He's young, he's light, and he's an orphan.
You 2 are forgetting something here. You're my prisoners. Nobody is going anywhere.
What kind of prisoners?
Prisoners of love. Excuse us a moment, won't you?
Take your hands off of me.
He sits her down and says, look around you. This is Utah in 1860. You traveled through time. He explains what Voyagers do and what the Omni is, and thus why he needs it back.
I believe you. I know it seems impossible, but I'm starting to believe it.
Good. Well, then you understand why it's so important for us to try and deliver that medicine.
Yes, I understand.
Well, what are you crying about?
It's just that I think I'm losing my mind.
He offers a few encouraging words in a handkerchief.
You know, I've always been a sucker for a girl in uniform.
And here we go. Get ready to roll your eyes, Jeffrey.
I must confess, Phineas, I like you too.
And then you don't think we're spies anymore?
Oh, I hope not.
She just learned that they travel through time fixing things that have gone wrong. Who would they be spying for, and what would they be after?
And you'll stop holding us prisoners and give us back the Omni?
I can't.
What?
I just can't, Phineas. Training like I've had is hard to break. Now I've gotten myself into this assignment, and I'm not gonna mess it up now.
Okay. Have it your way. You're still gonna let us make that ride, though, aren't you?
Sure, if I can go with you.
The idea is speed. That's why Jeffrey is the logical choice to go. You two will slow him down. I'm not sure they understand what we're trying to do here.
You sure these are the outlaws' horses?
Oh, yeah. Palomina's mine. The others I'd know anywhere. I knew the riders who died trying to get them through the pass.
Well, what the outlaws took, we can take back.
For starters, we'll use their horses. Except for Cody, he's just getting his back. They spend the night in the cabin. Bog and Jackie are bonding like we've never seen him do before, while Cody and Jeffrey are kindred spirits since they're both orphans. Cody says, those two will slow you down too much and you'll never make it. Jeffrey says, I'll slip out in the morning before they wake up.
Now remember, keep your head down, and whatever you do, don't slow up.
I'll remember. Tell Bog I'll see him in Salt Lake.
All right.
Incidentally, if Bill looks familiar, you might have watched the last 2 episodes of Wonder Woman, either the show or my Cartertopia reviews. That's Randy, the kid who falls down into the tunnels under the amusement park. His real name is Ike Eisenman. Unfortunately, the whinnying horses wake Bog and Jackie. Jeffrey begins his run and the outlaws start after him.
Bat's Breath, Box Canyon.
Kid, you just reached the end of the line.
Why? What do they want? What's their problem with the Pony Express riders going through here?
You two stupid or suicidal?
Boy, am I glad to see you.
We'll talk about this later. Give me the Omni.
I've got a gun. Let's take them on.
These guys shoot back. Give me the Omni.
What are you doing? Posing for a family portrait? I won't tell anybody if you won't.
Tell nobody what? I ain't seen nothing all day. Back at Pearl Harbor, 7:30 a.m., December 7th, 1941. The boys go try to find MacArthur, but Jackie is pulling the whole "you're my prisoners" bit again. Jeffrey says, we don't have time for this. She asks why, and Bog says, better tell her.
7:55 this morning, the Japanese are going to attack Pearl Harbor.
That's impossible.
So is time travel. And unless we do something, MacArthur's going to be killed. No, please, Jackie, you have to believe us.
Please find something else to say. That sentence is meaningless.
Where's she going?
Wait here.
Where she's going is to the command room to check the radar and see if there's any truth to this. She isn't going off to pout like a little girl. I would hope you know her better than that by now.
There's got to be something wrong. This is the biggest blip I've ever seen.
That's what Jeff was trying to tell you.
No, it's got to be a malfunction of some kind.
Yeah, or a lot of enemy planes.
She says, I have to warn the base, and grabs the phone. And now let's see a fine example of 1940s sexism in action.
For Shafter, Private Buck speaking.
This is Miss Knox, Army Intelligence. I want to speak with the highest ranking officer in charge.
You got him.
A private is in charge?
Look, Miss Knox, it's 7:45 in the morning. Everybody's either asleep or having breakfast.
I don't know how accurate it is that a private was left in charge, but most all the brass were doing what he said.
But I've spotted a mass of planes on the radar scope.
I wouldn't sweat it. We're expecting a flight of B-17s in from the mainland.
Explain to him that they're not coming from the mainland, they're coming from the north.
He says they're expecting B-17s in.
The kid says they're Japanese.
Listen carefully. You've got to alert the base. The Japanese are going to attack Pearl Harbor.
Tell him who your father is. I don't think your name registered.
Is this a prank call?
I am very serious, Private.
Tell him who you are and who your father is.
Sure. I'll jot down the information. Sayonara, honey.
If he survives the attack, he may wish he hadn't when he finds out who it was he said sayonara, honey, to.
Look, we're running out of time. We only got 10 minutes left.
MacArthur and my father are meeting with the fleet captains at 0800 this morning on the main base.
It's right in the middle of the attack.
Come on, let's go.
Bogg says, you're staying here. Something happened between us, and I don't want to lose it by you getting killed today. Please stay here where it's safe.
Phineas, I work for that base. I belong there. I don't want to lose what we have either. But you can't try to protect me. That's been my problem my whole life. I've spent so much time being protected that I never had a chance to prove I could take care of myself. Please, Phineas. I've got to go.
Not much you can say to that. She's as dedicated as you are. That's probably part of the reason he's falling so hard. But they may be too late. The planes are here.
All the noise. The artillery having target practice? Japanese planes! Hit the deck!
Bogg and company have found MacArthur. He, Jackie's father, and a few others are trying to take on those Zeros with small arms fire. You can guess how effective it is, but I think we can all understand the need to try to do something, however pointless.
Did you shoot down the Japanese with a 45?
What's that child doing here? Sergeant, get that child under some cover! Yes, sir!
Jeffrey doesn't like it, but Bogg says just go with it, or something like that. Jackie's father caught a bullet in the leg, and everybody's focused on him to the exclusion of the guy they came to save. He's crazy.
Phineas! MacArthur! No! Let me go!
Jackie, are you crazy? Let the man go!
Please, Phineas.
She insists on this chance to prove herself while the top general in the Pacific is trying to have a stand-up gunfight with a Japanese fighter pilot.
Did you see that? Did you see what she did?
I knew it all the time.
That's my girl!
Come on, we gotta get you out of here.
Who knew you could do stuff like that without a penis? I learned something today.
Thanks again, Jack. I just wanted to tell you how impressed I was with your daughter.
You know, General, she impressed me too.
I could use an intelligence operative in the Philippines. Do you think she might be interested?
Interested? She'd be delighted. She's been badgering me for months to give her an important assignment.
Good. She can start after the first of the year.
All it took for her dad to come around to her way of thinking was the day that will live in infamy. She and Bogg are having a difficult goodbye when a motorcycle brings Jeffrey with the news. Her life is moving forward. Bogg has to do the same thing. They need to get back to Bill Cody and help him make that delivery.
You know, Phineas, a motorcycle's a lot faster than a horse.
Was thinking the same thing myself.
All right, great idea.
Just be sure you bring it back. That's government property, you know.
Phineas?
They find Bill and tell him, we've got this horse that's faster than anything else in the territory, so we'll use that to start the run. We need you to get a posse together. We'll make the ride and draw the outlaws into the open where you and the posse can arrest them. Bill says, okay, at this point I'm game to try anything.
Now what the heck is that? You got me. What'd you put in those beans last night?
Maybe it's some kind of train.
Not without a track. Well, looks like it's got to be some kind of an iron horse.
Well, if it is, I gotta steal it. Come on.
Hey, dude, I got something here. You don't know what it is, but whatever it is, you better steal it. Bog leads them on a nice long chase, and eventually they run into the other two outlaws.
They should be around the next bend.
Do you see the posse yet?
No, we've got to keep stalling.
They better show up soon. Uh-oh, more company.
What are we gonna do?
Hang on.
Now they're headed back in the general direction of the posse. Or they should be.
Bog, look!
It's too dark in there. I can't see anything.
Bog! We're going off a cliff!
Jump!
You realize the cost of that thing is coming out of Jackie's pay.
Where's that iron horse?
Down there.
Dadgummit, I wanted to steal that thing. Hand over your cargo.
It's just medicine. It's no use to you.
It's got to be worth something for you to go through all this trouble.
Yeah, it's worth a child's life. How many dollars is that, boss?
Now hand it over.
Now.
Put your hands up. This is the last time you boys are gonna block this pass.
Bill said these guys had killed 5 riders. I don't see them living to a ripe old age.
Seeing Mr. Bartlett's face when the doc told him his little girl was gonna make it made all the trouble we went through worth it.
Yeah, the Pony Express came through.
Mr. Bartlett came through, too. This here's a letter of credit from his bank. It's enough money to buy the Pony Express everything it needs to get started.
As I recall, Russell, Majors, and Waddell defaulted on a lot of loans like that. But I would hope saving a little girl made up for it.
What are you doing?
December 31st, 1941. Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah. Thought Jackie might need a date for New Year's Eve.
That's real nice. I'm gonna show Jackie the most exciting evening she's ever had in her life.
No way, Bog. 2's company, but 3's a crowd.
What are you talking about?
I'm taking Jackie out New Year's Eve.
What?
Gotcha.